YouTube? This is going on YouTube?
Yeah.
What's good? Khalil's channel. We about to get him right, man.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man. So we got Dre clipper hands.
About to make him look pretty. So
Yeah.
what you doing with this, man? What you thinking?
So really, honestly, just
Usually get tapers, right?
yeah, taper. Maybe make the back look a little bit better. But I
Okay.
still want like the afro to where like I can grow it out long and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and stuff. You know what I mean?
Good. And what about with the beard?
You can keep the beard like thick.
Like wide?
Yeah, wide, but like you can cut it down a little.
Do you want to trim it down or do you want to keep what you have on it? Keep it, maybe just get like all these hairs sticking out type stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Obviously, I've been with you like the past few weeks doing certain things, and I mean, people on your channel obviously done heard all your answers and your story and stuff like that, but people on my channel haven't heard it.
Sure, my name's Andre Morales. I'm about to be 24 in about this February, right?
February.
It's about a month and a few weeks. I'll be 24, getting close to 30, I guess, kinda. But shoot, I'm a barber. I'm from the same city as Khalil, which is Lorraine. And I've been a barber for license 5 and then cutting in total about 8 years. 8 years. OG. So yeah, it's crazy. That's almost 10 years, man. Technically at 10 years, you're kind of a vet at that point, you know? So saying I'm about to be a vet at like 26 is crazy. I started cutting hair because I wanted to have haircuts all the time, but you know, my mom was only able to take me every 3 to 4 weeks. And I was like, man, I need a haircut every week, man. I'm out here looking crazy.
Right.
And I have a really big forehead, so if it's not lined up, it's all out of whack. But yeah, so I just picked up some clippers that we had at home because my mom cut my hair for a little bit. And for real, the rest is history. It turned into my cousins, like my family, and then my friends, and then by senior year, like it was really picking up. And I made the decision, like, hey mom, I want to go to barber school. And at first she questioned it, you know, because everyone's perspective of a barber is just like, you know, the dude on the corner who's chill, cuts people's hair, and that's it. But like obviously nowadays, barbering is an actual career. So, you know, it took some convincing, but she was supportive, and sure, went and got my license, and now we here. So what motivated me when I first started was I just wanted to be really good at cutting hair. You know, there was no money. Money wasn't a thing for me. You know, success wasn't a thing for me as far as like essentially making more money. I just wanted to cut really good hair. But then when I got to the point where, you know, I was like, man, I'm nice for real, you know. I saw that there was a lot of different things that I could do to make more money and, you know, kind of elevate my life in that way. So what motivates me now is I have my baby girl. You know, she's 10 months. Khalil feels me. He has a daughter around the same age. And then I'm married as well. So, you know, especially when I started dating my wife, who was my girl at the time, it really shifted my perspective because I've always been a pretty motivated and, you know, always wanting more guy. When I got a girl and I realized like, man, we really have a future here, I was like, oh, it's really time to lock in, you know? So I just kept continuing to work at it, and for real, them two motivate me, and then, you know, my relationship with God, and always just wanted to expand, you know, His kingdom and tell people about, you know, Jesus. That's also another motivating factor. But it's a lot of different things, but I would say it's definitely top 3.
I know, like, being around Dre, like, it feels good, and, like, I'm not just saying that because we're on the camera, like,
yeah,
like, actually listening to him talk to certain people and stuff like that, and saying what he says, I feel like Dre has a mindset like me, except I'm a little more, like, I say my stuff out loud,
yeah,
and it's not always good, but, like, you know, it's kind of like when Dre is out.
When you say out loud, you mean on Facebook?
Yeah. And like this social media, which I'm learning day by day to like, bro, just like,
yeah,
don't put that stuff on there and just not care.
Yeah.
And that was the main key word, which you had said in a lot of like these like interviews, where like, just don't care what people think.
Yeah.
Don't care if people support and stuff like that, because I think the quote that you had said before was the level of exposure determines your level of success.
So my mom didn't tell me that, but I heard it on a podcast and it stood with me.
All you got to do is just keep working. And people are going to follow along, you know what I mean?
So for my YouTube or any of my social media, I never like to say it really blew up because it didn't blow up.
Right.
It's been like a gradual process of, like you said, consistency, going down a little bit, and really just pushing the needle. I would say as of late, especially since for YouTube specifically, when they started the shorts, it definitely skyrocketed the channel. But I don't think the shorts would have affected my channel if I didn't already make long form content before. And then at some point, bro, it just picks up so much traction that, you know, it just builds on top of each other, essentially, you know.
I heard at Westwood you had cut, like, you know, certain celebrities and stuff like that, like Roddy Ricch.
Yeah.
And I think you said Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett. He said Garrett Miles.
I don't watch football, so.
Right, not me neither.
Yeah, so like, how did you get like in contact with like them, especially somebody like Roddy Ricch? Like that's
yeah. So all of them happened a little differently. With Roddy Ricch, that was really the first person that I cut, and it was like, this is a straight up celebrity, you know. And shout out to our guy Pablo, man. He's a tattoo artist in the city we're from.
Shout out Pablo.
Shout out Pablo, man. Picasso Inc. on Instagram. Yeah, so he's actually the one who got in contact with the team. So he ended up just finding, you know, people he saw went on tour with them, like his family and friends. And he DM'd them offering, you know, that tattoo services, and you know, they pulled up to his shop in Lorraine the night before Roddy Ricch's show. And while they were there, they had mentioned something about a haircut. And Pablo hit me up like, hey bro, I got Roddy Ricch's crew here. You know, do you want to pull up and cut them? And for me, all I had to hear was, you know, the word Roddy Ricch, and I don't care if he's there or not. This is like potentially an opportunity. So I went and I took it, and I pulled up to his tattoo shop. And I cut them, so like 12 at night. It was like 5 different people. And then towards the end of it, they invited us to the show the next day to, you know, for him to tat the rest of the crew, and then for me to cut the rest of the crew. Yeah. And they had made it known, like, it's not, you know, we can't guarantee that Roddy's gonna want a haircut or a tattoo, but, you know, since you guys are there, he might. And for real, that was all they had to say. So we put up to the show the next day.
Alright, we're just gonna act like the camera didn't die.
So yeah, that was all they had to say. So they let me bring my girl, and we pulled up, and I was there from probably about 12 to like 1 o'clock in the morning. I did like 5 haircuts, right? Just in the back, chilling. I mean, this is not my lifestyle, but they were smoking, blasting music, and I was just there doing my job, cutting, you know? And I was getting them right, and then Roddy Ricch ends up walking in. And I'm like, bro, no freaking way, that's Roddy Ricch. Like, it was just a surreal moment. But anyway, I'm acting like I'm supposed to be there, so I just keep cutting. And his dude's like, hey, you should let him cut you up. Roddy smacked his lips like, bro, you know me better than that. And he walked out. And I was like, God dang, you know, I wanted to cut his hair. But I just kept, you know, cutting his people. And in the back of my mind, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, God, please, if you could work this out so I can cut his hair. So he walked by the room, probably like an hour before the show starts. And he looks, he walks by, and then he like steps backwards. And it's like, man, you know what, I'm gonna let you cut me up. So, you know, lo and behold, I cut his hair. Very minimal conversation, as I said, it was a packed room. So I just had to focus on the haircut, which I think was a good thing. And I got him right, you know, and then he finished up, went and got dressed for the show. And then we got to stay, you know, backstage and watch the show. And to this day, that's the dopest experience that I've had. But then when it comes to like the athletes and stuff that I've done, those were actually me reaching out to them. So a gem for any barber or really anybody who's an entrepreneur and has a service they want to provide to somebody is on Instagram. When you DM somebody, you can see the first, I think, 5 or 8 words that they send before you accept their message. So the idea is you want to sell yourself in those 5 to 8 words. So I would DM them best barber in Cleveland in all caps, and that's what they would see. And I DM'd a lot of people that message. I would say out of 100, or not even 100, out of every 10 athletes or people that I would DM, I'd maybe get 1 response, you know? And through that, I was able to cut people like Rajon Rondo, Myles Garrett, and some other athletes as well, like people that play for our home team, the Browns. So Grant Delpit, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Oh, another dope one was Gary Vee. So with the Gary Vee situation, it was All-Star Weekend out here, so what I was doing is I was DMing everybody and their mom, rappers that I knew were gonna be here, athletes that were in the challenges or the games. And I got one answer from Isaiah Stewart on the Detroit Pistons, and I cut him. But oddly enough, I woke up the first day of All-Star Weekend and I get a message from this account. Shout out Nick Dio. And I'm like, yo, who is this? And he messaged me like, hey, GV needs a favor, with a smiley face, but like not the emoji smiley face, like the colon with the parentheses.
The old school.
And I was like, oh, this is spam. What is this? So I pressed on his profile, and he had like a position with VaynerMedia. So I was like, well, there's no way this is for Gary. So I responded like, hey, who is GV? And he said, Gary V. And I was like, bro, what? So we set up for later that night. I was cutting at a shop right in downtown during All-Star Weekend. And, you know, they came, they picked me up. And I was in the car, bro, sitting next to, like, you know, Gary V and his team. And we just pulled up to where he was staying for the weekend. And I cut his hair right in the hotel, you know? And that just goes to show, man, just putting yourself in positions to win. Right, because I don't cut in downtown. I really don't. But my friend has a shop down there. And he was just opening up that weekend. He's like, hey man, just to help, you know, open up the shop, do you want to come down and cut? So I was like, bro, absolutely. It just worked out, bro. It really did, because I put myself in position for an opportunity to happen, you know?
I inbox people also all the time.
Yeah.
And I might not use the method that Dre uses, which is a smart method of, like, you know, making sure your first words in that inbox are, like, important. But I do inbox them and email them and all that stuff, and not everybody replies, but I have got some people that have replied.
Exactly.
And, you know, just don't get discouraged when you guys are inboxing these people or trying to work with this person, because you got to think, like, these people are getting 1 million DMs a day, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then on top of that, we don't have a blue check. You know,
Which don't help. I need one, man. IG, give me a blue check, man.
Get Dre a blue check. He deserves one. It's only right, bro. He got the. I'm gonna show y'all the plaque in a second. He got 100. Is that 100K plaque?
Yeah, 100K. Yup.
Yeah, 100K plaque, bro. He needs it right now. Just keep going, keep trying, and you'll end up like Dre. I won't say like me, because I'm there, but I'm not all the way
Nah,
there.
Khalil, you are him, bro.
Nah, I don't even
Your
want to say.
quality is unmatched, dude. It really is.
Nah, this is Hemi Neutron right here, though.
Timothy.
I think once I had my daughter too, it was like, dang, like I do need to like stick around a little bit. I mean, obviously I'm still gonna move and do my thing, because, you know, opportunities are only there for so long.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But if the opportunities were here in Cleveland, like they were in Atlanta, I would definitely stay. I do feel like maybe one day, once stuff pops off or something like that, I'll just move back here.
Yeah.
Just live here. This will be my home base, and then, you know, just keep traveling or whatever like that.
So to get to know a little more about you, bro, is for real, you have a story, and I think a lot of time you sleep on your story, because I don't know, I think you sleep on yourself, and I see some really great stuff inside of you. But, you know, this past year was, I mean, from the outside looking in, it looks like it was probably one of the hardest years of your life, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I'm in remission with cancer now. I had cancer in 2021. You know, it was just crazy just even hearing that I even had cancer, because you're like, somebody like us, we're like, man, we're young. Like, you know, and like me, I didn't really smoke or drink or nothing like that. So it was like, dang, like, how do I got cancer? You know, I'm like, so I had to do that for like a whole like half a year. Yeah. Like chemotherapy and stuff. My grandpa, he had passed away just out of nowhere. And then my mom went to the hospital and almost dying.
Oh, I see. I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah, like everything was just crashing down, and I'm like, dang, bro, like.
So what was it like, because mentally, I know there was moments you probably just like, bro, I want to give up, you know?
What got me through that is, even though I was going through bad stuff in the year, it was also great stuff in the year. Like for example, like my daughter, and then on top of that, after I was done in remission with cancer, and I think after my grandpa had passed, I was on my way to the BET Awards. So, shout out Incognito. Yeah. That boy Inc on Instagram. Incognito, he's been a real big influence on me and stuff like that. And he just been like a cool person, like giving me the opportunities, and also Chris Goody, because I wouldn't know Incognito without Chris Goody. Yeah. So I just been working with them too, and Ink, he just been bringing me along to like these like events and bringing me around industry people, letting me see things in the industry, and it really opened my eyes to see if I really wanted to be in this type of field of work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I will say, being around this stuff does get a little oversaturated, but at the same time, I love it. Like, you know, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But I love being around certain celebrities, like meeting Money Man, K
Yeah, that was
Cam,
crazy.
Blast. Like, I mean, I met every, like LMA, like it was crazy. Like, and it was just like, you know, I'm not no starstruck person.
Yeah.
But that stuff right there motivated me to be like, man, like, maybe I should just keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe something will come good out of it. I mean, everybody's like, bro, you're so close to making it. That maybe they're right.
Bro, Khalil, man, your story is crazy, bro. And the fact that you don't talk about it more blows me, because you could really inspire so many people that, you know, are going through the same thing, you know?
So, like, do you still feel like this is a passion, or do you feel like it's a job now? Or, like, do you ever get...
I'm in the same boat. It depends on the day. A lot of times, I think the fact that I make content around cutting hair keeps me cutting hair at times, you know? Or being, like, here, because my content is majority haircut stuff. So, yeah, I mean, some days, you know, I really don't feel like cutting, you know? But, like, the content really helps me to stay motivated, because that's another passion of mine, like you said, you know. The content is really for me, and then the cutting hair is just, you know, that main source of income, really. You know what I mean? But I think nowadays I'm more so transitioning to content and education, man. Really like teaching classes. Because the thing is, I can either do a $50 haircut, or I can teach 50 people how to do a $50 haircut at a certain price, you know?
Right.
So it's like, at the end of the day, I think the payout for education is a lot better, and it's something I'm passionate about, man. Public speaking is it's not something that comes naturally to me, but it's something I really love to do. So if I could be in any setting, whether it's teaching a class or speaking to students, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Because that's the avenue I see myself taking.
Right.
Because for me, barbering at first, you know, I did want to be really good at cutting hair, but I always viewed barbering as more so of a vehicle to get me to a certain space, you know?
Right.
Like, for example, I'm out here speaking at schools where I never would have thought I would have done something like that, but because I did get into barbering and I did, you know, establish myself in this career, you know, it gave me opportunities to speak at these schools, or to, you know, have all these different type of opportunities, meet these rappers or these athletes. So for me, I just, you know, there's the days I don't feel like cutting hair, but at the end of the day, it's all, like you said, it's bigger picture. It's the end goal that keeps me going. So
right.
For sure.
Why do you charge what you charge?
I mean, because first and foremost, we provide quality. Like we provide really good haircuts, and obviously quality is subjective. Some people think a haircut is good, and some people think a haircut is trash. Some people think a video is good, and some people think a video is trash. So it's subjective. But at the end of the day, we do provide quality, and we know that because we're in our industry, right? So that's the first reason. And another reason is, man, you get to a point where you're so in demand that, you know, you have no other choice but to raise your price, because if not, you'd be cutting everybody and their moms, and you'd be a slave behind the chair.
Exactly.
You know, so at some point I did have to raise my prices, and I think I am gonna have to again, because, you know, right now I charge what, $40 for a haircut, and then if they have a beard I charge $50, right? So, and I'm still booked out 2 months in advance. So the demand is still there, you know, and so that means in order to weed that down a little bit, because a lot of people would view 2 months and be comfortable with that, but like we got into before, if I'm booked out 2 months, this isn't necessarily a passion anymore, it's a job, because I have to be here, you know. So if I could free up my time to be able to do more content, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna raise my prices.
I started taking it way more serious when I probably got in like junior year or senior year. And I got a job at Sam's Club.
Okay.
With Lil Will. And I probably worked there for like a good like month or 2 or maybe 3.
Yeah.
But I know I didn't work there for a long time. And part of the reason was I was tired of pushing carts. But I also just wanted to work there because I just needed some money to buy a camera. Worked that month or 2 or whatever I worked there, I got me a camera. And then after I got me a camera, I quit.
You said, I'm gone.
Yeah, I'm gone. Peace out.
That's how I'm gonna make my money now.
Yeah, people who inspired me in the city was Ced Lynch and Craig, 09 Films. And J-Lo Blue too. J-Lo Blue. Rest in peace, J-Lo Blue. People ask me all the time, like, bro, how did you get so good? This is where the dedication and, you know, sacrifices and all that stuff come in. Like, I was on YouTube all day, all night.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Just looking up how to do it.
I'm not even
That's the same thing I did, yeah. So we're about to get into the beer. We're gonna take a quick pause and we're gonna get right back into it.
Shout out Chris though. You know, I don't know if Chris is gonna watch this video. He's the one that normally cuts my hair. So no.
My fault, Chris, man. We need the video. I got some Aquaphor here for you, bro. I got you. I'm happy to put your tongue in the corner right here.
Oh, on the inside. Hey, well, I thought you meant on the outside though.
Yeah, see, that's perfect. That was perfect.
Yeah, bro. Messing you up like that.
Oh no, you're good now. You're straight.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn it off when I do the other side for you.
Dude, kind of want my dreads back.
Yeah.
My locks back, but I might get them when I'm like 30.
Is that high top? Like you didn't have them on the sides? Okay.
Yeah.
You should have just went through the awkward phase and grown it out.
I was scared of being too ugly. Dang.
You ain't know me.
He said, you ain't know me. I'm pretty sure I did. You well known. Yo, that's clean, bro.
That's way too.
You shouldn't even be charging 50, bro. It should be 100.
I gotta get a flake for the ground.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, let me put some Carmex on it.
You already know we got the guy in here, Khalil. We got to get him right.
I open my phone every day and I see your stuff and I'm
Yeah.
like, what am I doing, bro? Dre on here like getting to that work, bro. Like,
Nah, man. That's you, bro. I'm excited to see what you can do, man. You definitely gotta share your story more.
nah, for sure. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where'd you get those pants at, bro?
The pants, Hollywood Hunter. Shout out Hollywood Hunter.
Hard.
All right, y'all. So we just got done with the cut. You see Andre here,
What
man.
y'all think, man? I think it came out super clean, super tough. It was only right, man. It was only right.
Bro, I feel like I'm about to like go talk to the president or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you look like the president. You already know.
Barack or Biden.
Oh, Barack.
I appreciate Dre for getting me together, man. Go
Yes,
check out
sir.
his page at Drake Clipper Hands. That's your page,
Yeah,
right?
at Drake Clipper Hands on my all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everything. I was about to try to think of something smart, I can't think of it, but everything.
Everything you say is smart, bro.
I appreciate it.
For sure.
Forget about me, bro. I want them to look out for what you got coming because I think this year is gonna be a big year, especially with this move to Atlanta. You know, I think it's gonna take you to the next level. Need you to share your story more, man, because you inspired me today. Because I didn't know half of the stuff about you that before you came today. So.
Nah, for sure, bro. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you for being humble and sharing your story with everybody and impacting everybody. So I feel like we both
Yeah.
bounce off and.
Nah, you're my guy now, bro. Like I vibe with you. Like I consider you a friend, man. So I appreciate everything you do for me, everything you do for your community. I think you should do it for like the world, bro. Show them what you got, man.
Vice versa, bro. Likewise.
Hey,
Likewise.
thank you so much.
No,
bro.
for sure. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. We about to be out of here. We might have more to the video, but I don't know. This might just be one segment, honestly, because this video is probably gonna be like an hour long.
Full of gems, though.
All right, y'all. Peace out.